Apple Watch has long proven itself as the best smartwatch out there, boasting a now established design, a range of awesome features, and a great integration with all of your Apple products. The latest and greatest is the Apple Watch Series 9, and while it keeps many of the same features as before, it also adds a few genuinely helpful ones that could make your experience of using an Apple Watch even better. But probably not much better. The Apple Watch Series 9 is obviously better than the Series 8, but only in a few key areas that may or may not matter to you. Curious about whether or not you should upgrade to the Series 9 from the Series 8? Or maybe you're deciding between buying a Series 9 or a cheaper Series 8. Here's everything you need to know about what's the same between these devices, and what's different. If this video is helpful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support my work, and I'd appreciate that support. First up is design, and it's an area where Apple seems to think it has perfected. The Apple Watch Series 9 looks great, but it also looks the same as the last few generations of Apple Watch, and exactly the same as the Apple Watch Series 8. From the display size to the rounded edges, the overall look of the Apple Watch Series 9 is the same as the previous generation. Except for one area though. Colors. The Apple Watch Series 9 comes in a new pink color that wasn't available on the Series 8. I don't have it though, I'm reviewing the Midnight model, which still looks great. The Series 9 is still available in the more expensive stainless steel, which adds a glossy sheen to the device. The overall size of the display is still the same, at 41 or 45mm, but there is one aspect of the display that's a little different compared to the Series 8. Notably, the Apple Watch Series 9 has a brighter display that maxes out at 2000 nits, twice as bright as the Apple Watch Series 8. While I didn't really have a problem with the brightness of the Series 8, if you did, you'll love what's on offer by the Series 9. And regardless, it still helps make your nice watch faces look that much better. Perhaps one of the biggest upgrades to the Apple Watch Series 9 comes in the form of a new system in package, or SIP, which is basically the processor. The new chip is called the S9, and it represents a pretty big step forward for the Apple Watch processor. The past few generations of Apple Watch SIP have had new names and offered minor tweaks, but for the most part, they've offered the same overall performance. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I need more performance from my Apple Watch? After all, the Apple Watch has performed perfectly well for years. But better performance isn't just about keeping up with the same old features, it's about enabling totally new ones. Chief among those is the new double tap feature, which allows you to tap your pointer and thumb together to control the Apple Watch, completely one-handed. This feature isn't available just yet, but it's set to roll out to the watch in a future update. I expect that it'll be helpful for one-handed use when it does. On top of that, the Apple Watch now supports on-device Siri, meaning that Siri doesn't necessarily have to communicate with the cloud to process simple commands. These are commands like setting a timer or starting a workout, commands that shouldn't need to get any information from the web in the first place. Indeed, Siri does seem a little faster on the Apple Watch Series 9, though I didn't find it to be game-changing. On the Apple Watch Series 9, Siri can also access health data, like how much sleep you've had, progress from your activity rings, and more. Not everyone will find this useful, but if you do use Apple Health a lot, you might. Last but not least, the new Apple Watch offers a new precision finding feature previously reserved for devices like AirTags. This feature allows you to find your phone more precisely, which is super handy for those who lose their phones a lot. Unfortunately, you will need an iPhone 15 to make use of this feature. Alongside the additional processing power, the Apple Watch Series 9 also gets more storage. It has 64GB compared to the previous generation's 32GB. This should allow you to store extra music and podcasts, though in day-to-day life, for most, it probably won't make that much of a difference. There is a notable aspect of the Series 9 that is surprisingly not better than the Series 8. Fitness tracking. The Apple Watch has long been a go-to for fitness tracking. However, for once, Apple hasn't added any new fitness tracking features or sensors. If you simply want the latest and greatest fitness tracking features, you won't need to upgrade to the Series 9 to get them. You can still get them on the Series 8. The overall battery life on the Apple Watch is, perhaps unfortunately, more or less the same. Apple rates both the Series 8 and Series 9 as offering 18 hours, and most should expect to charge their watch overnight or before bed for a while if you plan on using the device for sleep tracking. I do hope Apple is working on seriously improving the battery life for the Apple Watch. However, if you get into the routine of charging it at certain intervals during the day, you may not find the battery life to be that much of a big deal. And that's really all there is to it. So let's recap real quick. The Apple Watch Series 9 offers a slightly brighter display and better processor that enables things like on-device Siri and the double tap gesture. But ultimately, that's about it. There aren't any new fitness tracking sensors, the design remains the same, and the battery life is still the same as the Series 8. If you already have an Apple Watch Series 8, it's not worth upgrading to the Apple Watch Series 9. It's just too similar to recommend the upgrade. Now, if you have a much older Apple Watch, like a Series 6 or even earlier, it may be worth upgrading to the Apple Series 9. You'll get a range of new features. You can get the Apple Watch Series 9 for yourself using the link in the description. Again, please hit the like button and subscribe if this video is helpful to you. My name is Christian, and I'll see you next time. See ya.